6th of the day. We are going to distance here, Valdez, and I can only hope that both teams draft at least a little bit of engage, because that game was... I actually think that's why Pioshik's mind broke and he flashed Maokai W'd and Ezreal while his... Even that alone is risky, but like while his Rumble wasn't there. And we can't have that for game number 3, not for the final game of the day. LeBlanc gonna get taken away. Skarner remains 100% banned.
What do you think Corki's loss rate would be if we didn't have Fearless so far? With how high his priority seems to be and how trash it is. I'm thinking like around,
funnily enough,
like 13%.
Maybe it's one of those situations where teams would learn quicker because they'd get him like 3 games, and then one team would stop playing him because they lost all of it, and then eventually, you know, we would all learn.
You have a lot of faith in the LCK. I like that. That's good.
I gotta remain optimistic, Valdez.
That's true.
That's all we got.
So, we had a lot of 80 carry focus bans in our first couple of games, but this game, Kalista's open, Varus is open, Caitlyn open.
Is it just B1 Kalista?
I think it has to be a consideration for sure.
Zerker thinking. I'll log that in. This will be the case here. Coming through is the Kalista, still a top tier pick. Also really opens up, and we saw the Poppy down, kind of should have known. Opens up the support pool as well. Ishukel, all business. Still the more consistent performing member on DRX. Although Sponge, exactly what I was talking about, right? I feel like we saw this with Sylvie as well, where some games, when they're losing, they just keep going down and down and down. But then when they're having a better game, don't be think too bad, as you're always going to feel good about getting Jax into something like the Kalista. She needs to be close, and Jax punishes that very well. You gotta imagine, right? Jax Sejuani is a old 1-2. Sponge is a big Sejuani guy. Seems like a no-brainer. Maybe they want to pick up something else, but I think just go for this.
Yeah,
They're locked in.
The Kalista made a lot of sense, and then once we saw the Jax, the Sejuani makes a ton of sense as well. Now, what kind of support are we thinking about for the Kalista? You don't have to pick it here. There are a ton of different things you can go for. Nico, though, most popular, will be locked in now, and Xin Zhao alongside of it, which was banned in second phase of the second game.
Lazy Pool's champion pool might really get tested here if they don't lock in. I think you lock in for Yukel here. Are you going to pick something melee to try and go with the Sejuani? Probably not. Might be just something like an Azir. Yeah, something that can go in a lot of situations. I'm looking at Victor, who I think is, yeah, still available here, but it's going to be the Varus lock-in. I'm going to be feeling bad about that. It's a champion that is still quite strong. You can go lethality and kind of negate the laning phase. It's the Gnar Gragas bans, I'd say. Both of those, and then everything else as Jax you're going to be completely fine with. Yeah, I do really want to see them brand Gragas, because like Gragas, not only into Jax but also into Varus, who doesn't have a way to escape the casks. I'll have that.
Can't have that. Not allowed.
Even Bulldog, Life, the Nico rather, would be, I think, having a tough time with that. So why are we banning Azir or Victor when Azir is open? It's fine. I've seen that matchup so many, and I keep thinking it's different, and it's just never different.
Well, they might just ban both. And be like, well, you're not allowed to play either of those, and Bulldog doesn't want to play either of those either.
So you ban what? You're not going to ban Renata.
So they're going to ban Azir.
They're going to ban Azir. You're not going to ban Renata, I don't think, because you picked Nico.
Well, also Renata's banned.
It's already banned, so... I don't even... Yeah.
Yeah. So one of those days.
Well,
how many 6 gamers have you cast so far?
All of them.
Every single one?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Because the one day where I wasn't...
The recent one, didn't you do Sunday?
Well, the only day I was off was when it was a 4-0 day, which was on Friday last week.
And you cast on Sunday?
Oh, I don't know about... No, not casting. I was there for every single... I think I casted 2 of them.
I see. Okay.
But I've always been... There was a Nautilus... Well, we know Renata's banned now. I do still worry a little bit. The thing I do really enjoy about the Nautilus is that it's guaranteed lockdown for the Kalista, which is something I think is always valuable. A lot of other CC champions you might run into some issues. As who could have known?
Yeah.
What a shocker.
The Azir ban was strange for sure. The Gnar ban makes a lot of sense, especially if you're considering playing Sylas as well. You know, that's like a double down, right? You don't want to give them better Gnar.
Well, that's... No, but they pick Sylas. So why are we even betting Gnar?
Wait, yeah, no, I had that backwards.
Whoa, what's up?
We're totally cooked. This is just over.
There's the extra bans. There's teams making decisions to just... I'm so confused.
Just picking champions, just clicking buttons.
So Varus, I do really like the setup from DRX. I really want to highlight that. So the issue is that you are playing into Xin Zhao, Orianna, and Gragas, who can create so much space in team fights. Because when you look at this in isolation, you have a full melee topside with amazing CC, mixed damage profile, you have guaranteed lockdown with the Nautilus, you have great engage, like this comp kind of does it all, but then you look at the other side and you're playing a full melee comp outside of the what I assume will be lethality Varus, although with Nautilus sometimes we see the on-hit, into so many champions that just warrant you respecting space in one way or another. There's the Gragas, who can easily break up a team fight, and actually is quite beefy. You have a Nico that, if the combo goes well, gets thrown into your team with the ultimate up.
Yeah, I hope so.
Which I hope so, because if you're wondering why, we saw earlier today that combo can be harder than you might think. And then we also have the Xin Zhao, who is also great at creating space in these fights.
This just says 2-1, the scoreline. They crossed out the another word for zero.
Yeah.
And put the 1 there. Is Bull Mom? The present has arrived, and it's Bulldog. He is ready. We'll see how it works for him in this game. As a couple of, I do feel like both teams arrived at very good comps in Game 3 of a Fearless Draft. Pretty cool stuff.
I'm with you, Veldas.
Very nice. Let's get into game number 6 of the night. And here we go.
The DRX fans really need this win, Veldas.
Yeah.
Like, they were...
I feel like you mixed fan and fiend, and it worked perfectly.
I don't know.
Because of how...
Because of the Dutch accent?
No,
just because of today.
I think it's just today.
Oh, Lazyfield did go for on-hit, which... I don't know how much auto-attacking you're going to be doing. This is the same issue we had before.
Yeah, it's off-hit, actually. Because there's the hit is off instead of on. Yeah.
It does. I think
no
it does help a lot in the 2v2. I think it makes your laning, because it used to be the way that the laning phase of lethality Varus used to be really insane, but I think they really tuned that down. And then once you get the 2 items and beyond, it actually feels really strong still. And funnily enough, with Leaf Temple, the way that it works now, I think in the laning phase and the longer fights can actually be quite good. We see this as well, right? AD carries have kind of given up on the... Remember that, what was it, like 2-3 month period where every AD carry, including Kalista, was just playing lethality with Halo Blades?
Yeah.
That happened.
Are you sure it was 2 to 3 months?
Well, so...
I think it was like 2 to 3 years.
No, I think... No, because first we had the... At first it wasn't the AD carries that well, it was just the bot lane. Like the supports, and then at some point... And then we did the Varus, but it was only with Varus. But then at some point we started seeing like MF lethality... Varus, or not Varus, Kalista lethality that just, maxed the spear and ruled it and didn't really do anything else.
It's a lot of fun for the Kalista.
Actually, the Kalista one was fun because it was new, so it was enjoyable. We do have interesting scenario here where both junglers are actually starting on the side of the jungle that's weak for them, and they'll just be pathing towards the strong side. So I hope for both top laners that they can get enough XP to at least hit level 2. Both of these are hard to dive though, because Pioshik, so much of his damage is auto attack based. That's also something that we haven't really discussed yet, but picking
a level 3
Zhao.
Look at the wave, it's in perfect position.
Yeah.
Bulldog might be forced to flash here. I mean, that's a Sylas. Yeah, you got to respect that.
Yeah, 100%. Sponge, nicely done. Actually, the weave there with Pioshik being on his Raptors, really nicely done. But as I was saying, like Xin is also a champion that's so reliant on auto attacks for setting up, and Jax just has Counter-Strike, which just goes really hard to not get murdered.
Yeah.
I'll let that statement sit.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I'm a big fan of Rich using the Hockey Jax skin. Not very common, but I think it is one of the better ones. I am a little bit biased.
Look at the discipline on the man. He doesn't even go for the cannon. Knows that he will pay with way too much health. I say as he
as he loses half his health. Yeah.
Oh, he should have done it. If you're gonna do that, do it for the cannon.
No. It's all about the ranged minions.
It's not
You got
all about
to get the small amount of gold. It's pretty difficult to dodge skill shots when you get rooted by Nico as well. This lane is
which lane is more cooked? The one where they're threatening to dive, but they're not actually going to dive. It's what's the top one?
Yeah, the top one.
Yeah, it is.
The top one is the one that's more cooked.
Yeah,
because the lane is frozen.
Oh.
Okay, pulls him out of the body slam.
Flash.
Yep, just flash. Or not.
Not.
He's actually fine. Very close though.
I guess you have to back anyway, and like he's gonna just TP back, so who cares? I don't think that's true though. I think that normally if you flash there, you don't have to take that much damage. You can stick around. You have good sustain. Maybe you want to go back for tier anyway. It's not the end of the world. And if he is expecting another dive, it could be an angles. Bulldog has no flash. Yukal, I think, might have given it away with that movement there. Maybe not. He does have flash again if he's confident about his chains. Undo can flash as well.
Yeah, I mean, Bulldog, I think he's just dead here. Yeah, there's just no flash here. Oriana, you're way too far up the lane. He was playing on the right side of the lane, which gave him a better shot, but not against Silas. And, of course, Nautilus with flash. So, very easy setup here for DRX to pick up first blood. I think they got it all 3 games as well.
Yeah, although one of them was like very messy. It was a early fight.
Yeah, it was like 2 for 1, and they got the 1. But
yeah, exactly. But they did get first blood. Yukal doesn't even have to flash. So I think that's quite telling. He's able to get on top of Bulldog, even without investing that summoner. So Sponge, his earlier gank ends up paying out. Just a little bit of time investment and a really nice roam there from Undil. Now we do have the Silas matching the Nico and Kalista lane, which is definitely going to feel worse for Yukal. Wait, he has ult.
Yeah.
Ooh, they got to respect here. I think that they are aware.
Oh, no, don't face check the river.
A good response there from Life as well, from the clone.
Yeah. And
we're going to fight.
We got to fight over
That
this.
is a Silas with Nico ult, though. I wouldn't be feeling too confident. They
bit
do have the
of a
earlier
problem.
move.
See how it goes. I mean, it's Pioshik at level 5. A lot of damage, though, going into Yukal. He's getting CC, but the guy who goes down first is Pioshik. Yukal finally taken out by the Kalista. And now they're being run down. The flash body slam is beautiful. It's 3. Triple kill for Berserker as they were trying to jump ship, but they couldn't get away from the Kalista.
The timely arrival of Dudu ends up being the difference maker there, Valdez. Yes, they killed Pioshik, but the ultimate from Bulldog does so much damage, kind of delays them as well. And look at who got the gold. The worst person for DRX. So we take another look at this. I understand the idea behind it. Just kill that Xin, but the issue is that, yes, you get it, but they all get stuck in the root. The ultimate from Oriana does a ton of damage, and then Dudu with that flash does a really good job. Pioshik walked up to the river. It's fine. Still has his flash available as well. And the kill that DRX went to Sponge. So a big win here for the DN Freaks.
Yeah, they're pretty chill guys now at this point. I mean, you sit back, you get another flash. Sponge level 6.
Sponge-Juani is just, he goes hard. You know, he has so much more impact. It's good. It's nice.
It really is good. I felt really bad for him after his Pantheon play.
Well, this is...
It just wasn't very good.
It just wasn't good.
And this is totally different. Nice angle there on the root for Life, but he's got Counter-Strike. Will he go down anyway? He has to flash out as the Ren nearly takes his life, but it is enough to get him to safety.
It's fine. He's just going to top wave anyways. His spot lane is matching. Definitely showing that Berserker is not to be trifled with. And yeah, this is something else that, again, reminds me of Sylvian. Arguably even Lucid. Just these junglers that come up from challengers and then just have an absolutely atrocious game. It happens. I just need to suck less at losing, which I think is in of itself a skill, and not just running in again and again and just dying over and over.
Yeah.
And thus far, the Sejuani actually being, I think, the highest impact player out together with Ondale, playing out these fights really nicely, setting up, again, another opportunity here to take Bulldog's life for the next objective, because right now we are sitting at 0 objectives taken for these Sandals, as DRX did get a single grubby.
Yeah. It's kind of funny, you know, you were mentioning the comps here in Game 3 of Fearless. This feels like a comp we would have seen, you know, last year even at
They're
times,
good,
right?
Yeah, no,
There's
sure.
so much CC in this comp. It's insane. Every champ has lockdown. Every champ can catch you out. And when you're playing Orianna into that, doesn't feel very good, especially in the laning phase. Like, as you mentioned later on, you know, you're going to have your front line. You're going to have a lot of space-making abilities. You're going to have the Xinjiao with his ults, the cask, stuff like that. You're not going to get bullied as hard, but there is a reason why we saw a lot of, you know, heavy CC compositions like this, because you could just make plays and get leads. Now, unfortunately for DRX, they don't have a gold lead, as a lot of the difference was in that one big fight that did give a bunch over to Berserker. But we'll see if they can link up some CC a little bit better next time.
Yeah, it's interesting because DRX does actually have really good tools to lock down Berserker. It's just, can you actually stick and engage with the amount of area control that's there? And the disengage that's available between Nico, Sinzao, and Gragasult. I also do hope that Dudu isn't going for a full tank build. One of the reasons why Gragas is so good into the Jax is obviously what you can do. When Jax tries to counter-strike, you can do a short trade with Q, body slam him away, don't get counter-strike, and just out-sustain him. But you also just hard win side lane if you build damage. If you build tank, eventually Jax just reaches the point that he does against any tank where he just out-trades you, gets full level 1 in power, and just kind of whacks away at you. And you can disengage, you can clear waves, but you can actually win that side lane very consistently if you go for the AP build. So we'll see when he ends up going. I'm worried that it'll just be like, even if it's a couple of AP items with a Fimble Winter, we'll take that as sponges on a ward he does not know.
They're staring right at each other, and Joseph's just going to jump into him.
Do they win that, though?
Yeah, it's like a 2v2, so...
Yeah, Heartsteel stack is farmed, so win for Sponge?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, no, for sure. But
Like
trying to set up here for the Grubs, I mean, DRX, they kind of like won that micro trade that we saw, and then they're like, yeah, you can have 5 Grubs, it's fine.
Final grub here. Yeah, the problem is that UCal's still pushing out the top wave, and they also don't have Axis, and I think that trying to get into a choke win, this is going to be a consistent issue later as well, by the way, because the DRX engage and CC as strong as it is, you do need to actually get in range of the opponents, and there are just so many skill shots that can ruin your day, right? There's we do have a TP coming in, but I think Dudu is just no, we got Ondale, but he's alone.
He's taken like the perfect path to just get away from everybody.
They might dive him if he stays.
Yeah, probably should have run away. But it's just the two of them now. Do they have the damage to get through Dudu? The answer is yes. But Ondale, no! The extra turret shot for no reason.
I'm pretty sure UCal missed the chains. I actually think that's what ends up killing. Algo is also Ondale at flash. So could have used that.
He just took an extra shot.
Not
no reason.
Yeah, not give over the death. I gotta see a replay of that, but I'm pretty sure I saw Yuko's change just go into nothing there. Also, we had Lazyfield roaming over. I guess he didn't want to drop the bot wave. Still, we got a kill on UCal, so even if it's a 1-for-1 trade, you'll definitely take it. But it does feel a lot worse than it could have. If it's a 1-for-0, you get the TP. And yeah, Ondale flashes, but I don't think that's the end of the world. Especially because you have so much other forms of engage that end up packing a real punch. Next Drake in about a minute. That will be the second Drake. Again, the pace for Drakes in this game has been kind of crazy. So we do have the back come through. They're still confident to go for this. Yeah. Yukel just not, like that extra damage, I think, actually ends up making a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
Ando could also flash there. But he knew he was dead, right? So I assume that he just decided not to.
So I think it was the end of the cask CC that like,
so
kept him in place for like a microsecond, and then he couldn't move.
Well, that's
when I looked at it at first, I'm like, I thought he just tanked an extra shot by accident. But I don't think that's what happened.
Yeah,
I think
he was like still flying, and the turret was already locked. So he's like, yeah.
But you're right. I mean, if you deny the cask, if you
if he hit the chains, I think
hit the chains,
just dies.
That's the lesson. Just don't miss.
Just hit your skill shots.
Hit every shot you take.
It's rich.
And
oh, Pioshik.
Yeah, we're going deep for this one, and Berserker's here too. So is Life, though, and that's a big knock-up on a 3. Big turnarounds here now for DNF as in goes Yukel. A lot of damage will go into Berserker, and immediately a huge shutdown goes into Sejuani. And yes, Yukel will fall, but the fight is going the way of DRX. They still have their AD carry. Big cast to push him away, and even Rich is hopping on in there doing a ton of damage. They desperately want to take him out. Life is not going to do it. And he will be taken down at the end of it all. DRX, with that shutdown, will take the lead in gold.
This is a game free, Valdez. Both teams are fighting valiantly. I thought I knew who won that fight like 3 times around. So let's take another look. First, things look rough for Rich, but he has reinforcements on the way. And again, he's Zinzao, or he's playing into Zinzao as Jax. Then here, it looks okay as Life goes in for the re-engage. Berserker finds him, but then Yukel with the turnaround, Sponge with the CC, which takes out the most fat member in Berserker. Then there is a good amount of damage. At this point, though, you do know it's a little cooked because they don't have the CC and damage that they need. They only have a tank Gragas as well as a Nico. And then, unfortunately, for DN Freaks, Lazy feels still very healthy. Rich is able to get out, outranges that Nico. And looking at the summoners, that's I think you're going to be feeling great about that trade if you're DRX. As the gold lead has swung, yes, but they also still have pretty good summoners available. As we are onto our next fight, Valdez.
I mean, we're just fighting over an ocean break.
Rich go, though.
Rich doesn't have TP.
Yeah, so it's fake. Sponge?
It's fake.
Don't risk it. Don't do it. It's just a second dragon. It's fine. Mountain? Oh,
Mountain Soul.
Boy.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that's a big one for this. The extra shielding definitely going to help out, and you got tanks on both sides. This is pretty huge. But already, the DN Freaks have 2 of the dragons. So it looked like Sponge really wanted to try to get in there and maybe get some kind of steal, but it was just too little. Too late.
Think of it this way, Valdez. Now you can get more. Because you can get 4 mountain dragons. Think of the resistances.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, with Ocean Cloud first couple, like, there's a big chance you high roll on the Soul.
Hasn't DRX also every single time gotten the Sandos through picking up, like, the first turret? I feel like that's also been a consistent theme. As they do it here again, giving up the second Drake.
I think they got first blood, first turret every time.
Right? Yeah, from the top of my head. That's what I was thinking as well. Sponge getting to be monstrously big on the Sejuani. Every single Drake is going to make a big difference there as well, as they are making a bit of a rotation here, but Bulldog does have the wave clear necessary.
Yeah. Sponge is going to be really hard to chew through. I mean, for Callista alone, you're already going to have a lot of armor. And then you've got Orianna, who is very much like burst-oriented. There's not going to be a lot of times, I would imagine, where Orianna gets, ample time to really throw in a lot of Qs
like
and get some
rotations?
stuff. Yeah,
of course.
Not building the Leandries, right? Maybe eventually he does, but he's got Luden's gun for now, the companion. And now we're fighting over this Rift Herald.
Oh, they get through the choke. That's big.
Little hook onto Tank Gragas, not what you're looking for, but Andil also mind-controlling them into attacking him, and they should be able to get this kill. And there you go, it goes to the Nico actually, but yeah, Rift Herald goes over to DRX, and they only have to give up their support, so let's see if DN Freaks can get a push going though.
Most likely, this is 5 people. That's not bad a trade. Depending on how much more they can get as
Yeah,
I got nothing.
I don't know.
I got nothing.
I don't know.
I don't know.
He was alone. There was nobody else there. He didn't have flash.
A shutdown. I don't.
It's
know.
a shutdown. Yeah, you could see his face on the camera. Like that was rough.
I gotta get comps for that, because that was like, there also wasn't an angle where you like TP Rich, because it was 5 people.
Yeah. Like you're down a man. Anyway, let's talk about this one first, because
this was fine. You know, they go in on Ondo. I think you very quickly realize, like, either we hard commit to the fight and flip it, as we will see, Yukao might be in some trouble here. But then here, yeah, I don't know. Maybe look like an old angle, as we are 30 people teleporting.
Oh no! Yeah, that's dead Jax. Rich is just gonna TP in and die. I really don't know what's happening. This is just a collapse from DRX.
DRX? What's going on?
They were ahead, and now they're just sending one by one to the wolves.
Both sums are gone on Rich. You have a must-win fight for this soul point in a minute and a half. You know, Otacon before that, but that might still be a little bit too risky. But DN Freak's just looking at us going, it's for us? You're giving us...
It's for me?
It's giving all of this? Yeah, again, I'm trying to think. So, even if the call is you look for you fish for an engage with ult, maybe you thought they couldn't turn him that quickly.
We got to get back to the replay. Well, at least this ult is going to land, and you got a Varus right there. The damage, ooh, the flash away, going to force Lazy Feel in with his own flash, and Sponge just tank it up. So he makes up for it a little bit. They get that kill onto Orianna.
I don't know if that's worth it. Getting the Bulldog's flash is big. I know they'll get mid lane turret, but I think his Drake fight is way more important. So if Lazy Feel ends up not being able to step up, because I think 80 carry flash is so big. Now DRX do have the type of comp where you can kind of play around it because of how much other damage they have. As we take another look here,
I wanted to see the other replay, although this one is similarly confusing.
Oh, yeah, you just can't TP there. Especially because the wave is coming in. Like, Yukao is in a position where, especially with flash still up, if you TP that wave, you're fine.
Yeah.
And they can probably protect you. Take another look here. So really nicely done by Sponge. Good counterplay. Shane CC, well done by Lazy Feel. Probably wanted to go for a Q a bit. Like, obviously, the Q isn't as much, but not get the full blight stacks, instead go for the earlier Q. So Bulldog doesn't get the opportunity to flash. Doesn't end up mattering for the kill, but we'll have to see if Lazy Feel can play around that, as maybe they just don't care about Soul Point and just play for Otacon, which could happen. They have a good amount of damage with that Varus. So Yukao going for Riftmaker Silas, which I don't think we've seen in a while. Battle Silas,
yeah,
makes sense. I don't feel Riftmakers, even on things like Gwen, it feels like the new Riftmaker just doesn't have the same oomph that it used to. The increased damage is nice, but compared to the true damage, as this is pinked, but that ward is not spotted.
Oh boy. Here we go again.
Well, they should know. They see them coming. Wait, I think they can.
They're moving so slow.
Wait, no, they got this.
Yeah.
Unreal, just give your life.
They're moving so slow. They're just gonna give it up. What? They're just gonna give just give it away?
I know they can get the dragon.
Just give it away, Otacon?
Well, at that point, they're too late, I guess. Okay, so DRX is still going to give them Soul Point. That's fine, I guess, if they get done. I think they still have the time. Well, now they don't. Wait, now you TP! I guess it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's just going to get out.
They're just delaying.
Going to get a Grub for trouble. It's fine. They're just trying to play around the buff. They both get out.
Yeah.
You know, they get the dragon.
Yeah.
Clean game.
I'm very confused as to which team is trying harder.
I think
to not win.
Valdez, I think what we're seeing.
It's very confusing.
I always go back to this. What we're seeing here is pressure.
Yeah.
Pressure manifests.
It really is.
I'm not.
You see some really confusing stuff.
I'm not even memeing. Like, a lot of the things in this game, I think that both teams know both for DN Freaks and for DRX, this win matters a lot. Because if you lose here, I think in case of, you know, the... I got the paper in front of me. For DRX, they're in the safe group.
Yeah.
They should be fine. But even
the
then...
Gen G group.
The Gen G DK group. I feel like those two teams have been doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Yes. But for DNF...
It's a big moment. Because the deeper you get, the harder it's going to get wins as well.
Well, DNF gave the Otacon away, and they said, well, we can't get there, so, you know, not much we can do. And so DRX, we'll see how they can use it here. They're going to take down the turret. They're looking for more. The Orianna combo is Omega, and they're going to take down the 3 revives. 300 gold into their pockets immediately. And you can see that lazy feel on Ando, like, what we wanted to join in the diving fun. They don't even get a chance.
We don't get to use her buff. It's very sad. The game is still afoot, Valdez. We are not done with this game. And, you know, last time we thought it was going to be a 40-minute game because it was do not fight versus, once again, diving, restricted.
Restricted excommunicated.
There you go. In this game, none of that. Both teams are obviously very happy to fight. But we didn't get the game-losing give up Otacon into Baron combo. We just had the give Otacon for nothing combo.
Calculated.
Which... now, they're going to be fighting around Baron, which spawns in 30 seconds. Both teams should still be very respectful, because one lost fight for either of them could still spell a certain demise. And we can clearly see that neither team wants to have that happen.
Yeah. Leandre's second here for the Orianna. Feels very good into this team. We talked about before.
Oh, for sure.
Even, you know, not even just the Sejuani, but, you know, everybody's going to have a decent amount of health.
Silas has a good amount of health with those items.
Exactly.
Jax will as well by the time we get to the higher levels.
Nautilus even. I mean, a little bit less so because you're, you know, support and you don't quite have as many levels or items, but still, he's building health items, or items that have health. So now we have Baron. This kind of feels like the old days where it's like, oh, it's a close game, Baron to spawn, we got like a little Baron dance. There's no Otacon because for some reason it just didn't really exist in this game because they got it and did nothing with it except get the one Mountain Drake. Yeah, that's a clone. It's okay, he almost hit his chains on the clone. It was very close. It was a great effort.
I want to see an Elder Dragon. It's been way too long. And now we got a bunch of Challenger players in here, although realistically, only Lazy Fuel counts. Everyone else has been around for like a...
Everybody's a Challenger player to the Chronicler. Sponge still a Challenger player. It's like his third season.
Yeah, I was about to say the full year in the LCK.
Is it his second or third?
No, it's his... second? It's second. Yeah, second year. Yeah, he started in 2024. Didn't play in 2023.
That's fair.
And then, well, Berserker was a Challenger player in 2021.
Wasn't he Academy?
No, he was in Challengers. I remember crossing him in Challengers, actually. But that was when I was starting out, so I don't have a lot of clear memories from him.
Makes sense.
I remember thinking he was good.
LCK Challenger League is the farm system for the world.
Yes.
So, you know.
Really is. It's fine. I don't want to talk about it. Baron is on. As we do have... Yeah, why not start it? Why not? Rich does have TP.
Hollow Life isn't in this game, actually.
No, I know. Yeah. Sponge also has the opportunity to just get towards this pit, but there's a lot of zoning.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. Now. It's going to be hard to get in here, but they're just going to go for the tank Gragas. Do they have the damage is the question. Also, where's the Baron going? As, oh, the Nico on the 5! You've got to be kidding me! But the damage is not there. The Orianna combo follow-up from the side of DNF. There's the flip, and it goes the way of Sponge! Just like that! This is a disaster for DNF. Just so many low health bars. You see Berserker trying to hop around and save it, but it's not going to happen. DRX swoop in and take everything.
We'll see the TPing towards top. I don't think they can go for the end, though. Like, the death timers are not that long.
Should have just taken the dragon.
Well, they are. The rest of the team, I assume, is just running straight to dragon, so that'll be fine. I got so thrown off, because look what happens here. I think Yugal, I was like, why is he stealing an Orianna ult? But it was the Nico, but it showed as an Orianna ult, because Life was Orianna, so goes in, gets the multi-man ult, then great follow-up with the other ult, but unfortunately the damage is already done. Baron is tanking this stopwatch from Yuko as well, plus the fact that LazyField throughout all of that, not bothered whatsoever. Got to auto down Pioshik, who's desperately trying to stay alive, and then Berserker tries to salvage it. In another world, maybe he gets 2 kills there. He got it!
This is it.
I know my POM vote is going to if DRX win this game. As there is the dragon now. No inhibits were taken though. I do think that the amount of gold that was now been put into DRX is going to be really hard for DNF to match. But we saw there a glimpse of, if it does happen, it looks like that. A multi-man combo, because even that fight was still quite close. Now though, the more Mountain Drakes are going to go over, the harder that's going to get.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be really rough.
Did we all go DNF on prediction?
I'm pretty sure we did, yeah.
Oh, and you see Pioshik.
You were a 6 out of 10er though, right? I was a 5. I was a 5 out of 10er. 50% of the time.
It works every time.
It works every time. You guys were actually 60%ers. But yeah, it was a rough week for us last week. At least some of the Korean commentators got 7 out of 10. But I think it was like only 1 or maybe 2. And now with Baron, DRX maybe looking to take this game in the series. It's not over yet by any means, but I really like the split here, the 1-3-1. You see a fight. They're desperately trying to start it. They get LazyField, but the shields are coming in. In goes Pioshik, goes in behind him, and the combo is quite huge. They will be able to take down at least the 2. Sponge trying to get out of here. He's very tanky. They're not going to be able to chase him.
He's too clean. Sponge is away. But we do get a big catch there. LazyField not having the flash available ends up being crucial in that moment. We take another look. Very straightforward combo, right? Get the knockup. As it turns out, they do nail the combo of that Nico ult together with the Kalista every time. And then, without the flash, there's no way for LazyField to really respond. And this 1-3-1 setup doesn't end up getting more than just an inhib. Now, again, the gold still in favor of DRX. 2 dragons to zip. But these are the type of moments that we're going to have to keep an eye out for. Because now we don't have an objective for the next 3 minutes. So DNF are just going to be able to farm. This gold lead is going to probably stay about the same, which means relatively it'll get smaller. Looking at the item finishes, if we can get a Void Staff for Bulldog, that would be huge. If we can get a Berserker with a 4th item, that'd be something great as well. Life will also have his flash available. If they can get another multi-man combo in that fight, like particularly with Life and Bulldog, this game is still winnable for DN Freaks, but I think the main issue is the Vision, because Vision should be firmly in control of DRX. And with that, we are teleporting and maintaining pressure on that top side, but you can see DN Freaks, they are looking Valdez.
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, there's no objective for a while, but you have to make steps to move towards Baron, especially. You can't just, like, sit in the darkness for 2 minutes and be like, well, I hope they're not doing Baron. You have to begin to try to put in vision, but actually DRX are doing a fantastic job. You see that one control ward at picking up 2 wards by itself, and there's just 0 vision right now anywhere around. Everybody has been able to pick up some control wards. We have 2 more, one on Rich, one on Ondil. And just trying to get a chokehold. You can see the Kalista Ghost even going back and forth, trying to see what it can see. And also the bottom inhibitor was killed, which is most difficult because there's extra pressure there. When the Baron spawns, somebody has to be there. You know, you can't have Dudu or maybe even Bulldog, probably Dudu, just down there clearing waves, but that extra pressure, you could threaten like a game end if you're DRX. A lot of stuff to worry about for DNF. It's not going to be an easy comeback if they want to try to make this happen.
See as well, DRX making sure to keep taking away this vision. And we have about a full, extra minute, a little bit more, minute 20, where the bot lane inhib is still down. And DRX will be having the opportunity to go towards the Baron. The one upside for the DN Freaks is that they can give away Dragon. And Baron is a little bit harder to take. There are a little bit more choke points where maybe their big wombo combo can do the work. As there is the Jack Show's now done. We also have the Void Staff for Bulldog. Those 2 items alone, again, I really would have loved to see Dudu go for a more aggressive build, go for an AP build as well, because then he would have been a legitimate threat. Now it's just about the space that he can create. Is that going to be enough when both your carries feeling a lot weaker? 3K advantage here for UCAL. And yeah, Berserker is up gold thanks to all the kills, but this is still item parity, and Lazyfield does have a level up on him.
Yeah, he definitely does, and you can see UCAL up 2 on Bulldog. They found a brush, banana brush over
We have
here.
level 3 on the ultimate for Bulldog, though. That's the most important.
Yeah.
No, there's no way. There's no way that works!
Just hide on bush. Oh, the stun comes in with the body slam. Rich has to flash away. Just face checking into this banana brush over here. Definitely not recommended.
I don't know about that one, Valdez. I don't know about that one. That was not ideal. Now flash gone on the Jax. UCAL's death cap.
Oh boy.
And
Strong
with the,
Silas.
yeah, with the TP. I love this from DNF. Just force them in an awkward position. Just do this objective. What can they find? Can they get on top of Lazyfield, UCAL, or Rich? Remember, Rich does not have his flash.
Angle here on a doo-doo, but Spun just kind of going for a walk on the left side. He's so tanky, though. UCAL again is going to find the front line. Massive Orianna ultimate, but there's no follow-up. He catches a lot, but the DPS isn't there. DRX are too far ahead, and UCAL has put on a show once again for the side of DRX. Zondil doesn't miss those. He's got his AD carry, and this game is over. DRX just that far ahead. And you can see Rich down in the bottom side, the DRX fans celebrating as they know a massive win for them is coming their way.
The DRX are going to further solidify the supremacy of Group Elder as well, as the DN Freaks unable to get a win here. UCAL with some absolutely insane Nico ults in this final one.
Oh, absolutely. UCAL, he gets the focus. Production loves it. We love it. Remember what I said? Sponge POM. it's going to go the way of UCAL this time. But yeah, excellent performance from the side of DRX. Really got to hand it to them. DN Freaks, that's got to hurt. I mean, it was so dominant in game 1, and then you just got clawed out of the series. Not really what we expected. UCAL, nice little celebration. It wasn't the cleanest win, but a win's a win. That's going to be 9 now for Group Elder against just 3 on the side of Group